Come on.
Oh, it is?
There we go.
Why does that
Morning.
think so much? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello.
Oh,
Greetings,
it's early.
patients. Miri is having a hard time with her getting up and whatnot this morning.
I just got home like 6 hours ago.
Yeah, it's tough when you travel.
Oh my God. Very, very tired right now.
A lot of tiredness happening this morning. Labor Day festivities.
And I am at home. That's the reason for the weird, different scenery. Because there was no way that here's the thing. I don't know anything, you guys. I don't know anything today because I've been news free for 4 days.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to talk about a lot of the festivities that you weren't at this weekend that had fentanyl at them.
Okay, great. I'm very glad.
Just a second. But first, Patriot Supply.
Yes. So My Patriot Supply, if you've not heard of them yet, they are this fantastic company that literally has everything that you could ever need in a emergency or a disaster, or like even if you just want to camp. Like, say that you're that person who camps. I'm not that person.
Camping is like the Holiday Inn for me, but but listen, My Patriot Supplies, you're just, like, camping, I don't know, but like, listen, I know like the crap one day is probably gonna hit the fan.
Yeah.
So I do love My Patriot Supply because I've got my stash in my container out there yonder in my yard. And it's ready to go, you guys, for the zombie
that's
apocalypse.
The thing, though, because like a lot of the disaster planning and camping gear is kind of similar, right?
Yeah.
Like if you need to be able to like cook something in the wild, that is what you can get, like all of those supplies at My Patriot Supply. You can get like power things, like if you want to create power out of nothing, you can do that. There's so many disaster things. I have made fire.
I have made fire. Yeah, that's what. But if you want to do that, yeah, kind of.
So mypatriotsupply.com, everybody, go there and get yourself some camping equipment or some disaster recovery equipment.
You too can be Tom Hanks in Castaway. you too can do that.
Okay, so I guess I missed some big fentanyl parties.
A lot of fentanyl parties. I'm so grateful that you missed, because I know you were probably invited to the one that was I think it was in LA. I don't know. There were like 4, it was a Venice Beach home. And it was a house it was a $1.8 million home in Venice Beach. It was rented by comedian and model Kate Quigley. She used to date Hootie.
Really?
I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, which is kind of an odd coupling, but they used to date. They broke up a little while ago. But anyways, Kate Quigley, I don't know much about her. I just know she's a comedian. I have not been like one to keep up with the comedian circuit, but she's lately, you know what I mean? I'm more of like if I'm going to listen to a comedian, I'm like Brian Regan. And then I also like Lisa Lampanelli, who's really inappropriate. Okay. So I'm like different sides of the spectrum. I didn't even really know who Kate Quigley was until yesterday. I started reading about all these horrible stories. But anyways, she's the one, I believe, who rented this home, this $1.8 million home. And she's okay. I say she's okay. She's still in the hospital, but there are 3 others who died. I think it's Fuquan Johnson is his name.
Who are these people?
He's a comedian. He's a comedian. And then there's another comedian. God, if I can, what is his name? And Enrico Colangeli. He's 48. Fuquan Johnson is 42. And then there was another girl, Natalie Williamson, 33, who passed away.
I know none of these people.
And they all died because they were doing coke. They were snorting coke, and it had fentanyl in it.
And that's because we have open borders.
Yeah.
So maybe they should think twice about supporting Democrats if they.
Yeah. Well, that's one reason. The second reason is you're doing freaking coke.
Right. So if you want to not get accidentally fentanyled from your coke, maybe just don't do the coke.
Maybe don't do the coke.
Wow.
I mean, Listen, I want to like give people grace, but I constantly, our kids, we're constantly telling, well, I mean, our older kids, we don't have to do that anymore, but I constantly scare the crap out of
Oh my
our
God, that's what I
11-year-old.
did too.
I'm
Yeah.
like, if you do drugs, you will die.
Right.
There you go. I
Now
don't know
my
what else
kid's
to say.
like, should I take a Tylenol? I don't know, man.
I know. Swear to God, it's constant. I swear. And it's not only that, but it's like she'll ask me like there'll be a documentary on Prince or something that will come on, and or Kurt Cobain or Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah.
all these anybody that's anybody who I like love their music or whatever will come on, and she's like, "Mommy, what happened to that person? Drugs killed them. Drugs. They did drugs, honey. They were idiots. One time they did drugs, killed them."
Even if it's not, that's like your version of
Right.
COVID. That everybody dies from drugs, no matter if they did or not.
Drugs.
Well,
Don't do
there's
it.
some dude from The Wire also died of an overdose.
That's right.
Not the same party, right?
No, not the same party. This is he died in Brooklyn, and he died of a heroin overdose. And so that he'd been doing heroin for quite some time. You don't just do heroin, like, you know what I mean? This guy had obviously been doing it, and he was nominated for an Emmy.
I don't know who that is either.
Well, I think you know him if you saw him, because
Really?
I didn't know him either, because I don't know him by name either. But if you saw him, you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy. I know him because I've seen him in other things. Yeah, but he, I guess he was found dead in his Brooklyn penthouse.
And maybe they were just all looking for a way to check out because they were worried about the new Wu flu.
It's the Mu flu
from Wu. I'm still saying Wu flu because of the Wuhan connection.
It's the my husband, every time when we put like hand sanitizer on, this like our family will be like, we'll go to like a store or something, we'll get in the car and we have hand sanitizer in the car, and my husband will be like, who needs the Wuhan? Like and we'll all put it on. I'm
sure Purell is really happy about that.
This is what we do. That's how
rebranding.
That's what our family calls the hand sanitizer now. Is we call it the Wuhan. That's what we call it.
Thank you, Larry Lowe. Larry Lowe just sent a super sticker, said, good morning, ladies. It's glad to see you both. And Pamela Carpenter, before the show even began, sent a big, giant super sticker.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet. You guys, so listen, the Mu variant has been detected in every U.S. state except Nebraska. I'm not sure what Nebraska is doing right.
Huh.
I don't know. Maybe Nebraska people are like, stay away from me. I don't know what it is about Nebraska. But anyways, they say that it's, of course, is what they say. It's far more transmissible than Delta and could be vaccine resistant.
Great. That's great.
Aren't they kind of all at this point a little vaccine resistant? I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Israel is now the main health minister, like the Fauci of Israel is basically saying we're going to need a fourth booster. Fourth booster. And then everybody should just go ahead and plan on boosters every 5 months. I'm just like, you gotta be freaking kidding me with this.
Oh my God. It's going to get to the point where they're going to have like drive-throughs. They're just going to be like, seriously, like you're just going to be like, okay, I'm at McDonald's, I'm getting some fries. Can I get like a Mu variant booster with that? Can I,
they're just
size
large.
Right. Can I supersize that and get like a booster with that?
Right.
It's just the most ridiculous thing.
It's out of control.
It is out of control. But I mean, like, I would like to ask Fauci, like, if it's vaccine resistant, then why would I get the vaccine? What would he say to that?
Well, he'd probably say, because if you get the Mu or whatever it is,
you got to say it in his voice. You got to.
I can't. It hurts to talk that way. But what he would tell you is that it would mean that your chances of being hospitalized or dying are significantly reduced. That's the new thing.
Oh, is that the thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's happening in Israel is that over 50% of the people that are hospitalized are fully vaccinated. So I don't know anymore.
Okay. There's also, speaking of COVID, there's a Florida doctor who refuses to treat patients who haven't been vaccinated against COVID-19. And this is, she's in South Miami. Her name is Dr. Linda Maracchini. Maracchini is her last name. And I'm sorry, I love that last name. And she says starting September 15th, like until then, I guess, I don't know, she can do it, but starting, she's drawing a line September 15th. She's no longer going to treat patients who, in person, that is. I mean, I guess she'll treat you like this way, you know?
Oh, okay.
But because I mean, I guess that's to her, that's fine. She's going to treat you here. But she says in person, she's not going to treat you if you're unvaccinated.
That's freaking whack.
Because
That
you're
they're
unclean.
picking and choosing patients depending
Right.
on their behaviors.
Well, it is very interesting because then it begs the question, okay, well, what about people who
do fentanyl?
Yeah. What about drug use? What about people who are fat? I'm just putting that out there. What about people who are morbidly obese, who have no other, like, who aren't obese because of health
condition? Yeah.
Who are just fat because they choose to be fat. You know what I mean? Because they have health conditions because of that, right? Is she going to say, I'm not going to treat you because you've chosen? Seriously, it makes me like, and I could think of, what about smokers? Is she gonna say, I'm not gonna treat smokers because smokers put themselves into, I mean, I'm wondering, like, how you can't just do this with one thing and then start, because you're gonna open up a can of worms, or does it open up a can of worms? I'm just curious.
No, it totally does. You can't start turning away patients because of how they take care of themselves,
right?
Or choose what they put in their bodies. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And you can't, and it, you know, she would probably, like, to the examples that you gave, yeah, she could say those aren't contagious to me. And COVID is, and so you're putting me at risk by visiting my office if you don't get vaccinated. But there's plenty of other contagious things that she probably does treat. So that argument doesn't fly and can't fly. You know what I mean? She can't. That's not even fulfilling her oath to treat people.
The Hippocratic oath. Like, I mean, because I think about like flu and stuff too.
Right.
She gets that because she's not saying anything about flu. There are plenty of people who say, I'm not going to get the flu shot.
Yeah, that's right.
And they come into her office all the time, and the flu can also be deadly. So,
yeah. Tanya, great point. Tanya said, what about HIV or AIDS?
Right.
What if it's a behavior that causes you to get that disease, right? And it's not like a blood transfusion or something that wasn't something due to your own behavior. She's just not going to treat those people.
It's just a really weird singling out of it's, and then she said, I'm willing to make exceptions for people who are unable to get vaccinated or those who just need prescriptions filled. Listen to this quote. This is my favorite. We're not going to leave them out there in the cold, but you are. That's precisely what you're doing, Miss Maracchini. That's what you're doing. You're leaving people. You're saying, I'm going to leave you out in the cold. You're unclean. Like, you're less than, you're not as good as this person over here because you choose to do, you don't choose to do this particular behavior. It's like the weirdest thing. Like, it's so weird what's going on in our country. It's bizarre.
Yeah. That's completely bat crap.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, good news because we've been talking about how there's a 50% off sale on the Giza Dream Sheets from MyPillow. Now it includes the slippers, you guys. So now you get 50% off the slippers and moccasins, which have the squeezy kitten fur technology that we have talked about time and time again.
You guys, we have like, I can't remember. My husband told me yesterday, it's not that much time until Christmas.
No, it's not.
I'm just letting you know.
Is your tree up?
My tree's not up because I live in 600 square feet. But if I had room to put a tree up in here, it would already be up.
I know.
I'd be so excited. But listen, it's like that'd be a perfect thing to get people for Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Get it done. The best. Start buying them now.
And I don't know if this is just a thing in my area, but my kid wears the MyPillow moccasins to school. And apparently a whole bunch of kids do this. This is like now a trend thing.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah. So if you want your kid in high school to be on trend, I'm just saying, you may consider getting some MyPillow moccasins.
Maybe just weird like mocks. I don't know.
Right. So don't forget, you need to use code to get your giant discounts. You can do that at 1-800-875-0513 or just go to mypillow.com. Either way, 50% off, you guys. hurry and get your slippers or your moccasins or whatever, your sheets, all of it. Do it. Do it. Can we talk about OpenWeb, because I'm super mad at them?
Yeah, let's talk about OpenWeb.
So we were starting to get all these messages and emails from people who frequent our website and enjoy the community there of commenters there, and for like ever now. I mean, it's been like a couple years, I think, that we've used a platform called Spot.im, which is now known as OpenWeb. And so it's been working fine, and people have been having their conversations, whatever. So all of a sudden we start getting these emails from people saying, I can't log in, I can't comment on your site anymore, what's going on? And so I looked and they were just gone. The comments were gone. I couldn't access them either. And so we reached out to our tech folks and we're like, hey, the comments are gone, can you check into it? So it turns out that they sent an email essentially with no notice, none. And they just said, yeah, so we're now using third-party vendors to determine what sites are fake news or what sites are unreliable. And yours has been listed as an unreliable website. And so you're not going to get to use our comments anymore. So, and they didn't, it's not like they said, hey, there's a post on your website that doesn't comply with our standards. Here it is. Here's why it doesn't. Take it down. They're just relying on some other company. And I can tell you right now that it's NewsGuard.
Right.
They're just using that company, and that company, we've had a big fight with them. You can read about that on our website too. But they just without notice pulled the entire commenting system off of our website. And that's that. They've kept everybody's emails. I don't know what they're doing with those email addresses. They're not giving us any kind of file transfer that like allows us to upload everybody's comments in a different form. They're just gone forevermore. That's it. And so I cannot believe, if you go to the top of their website, like if you go to openweb.com right now, it basically says, we need to save conversations. Like, and I'm like, how about you just let us have them?
Right.
Let us have them.
How about you quit?
Save them?
How about you quit being commies?
Right.
There's
can you believe that?
Right. They're total commies. They're in bed with these stupid fact checkers who are, in fact, freaking commies, you guys.
Oh my God.
If you haven't heard, like this was it NewsGuard?
NewsGuard.
Like Miriam was telling, Mock was telling you that we had a run in with them over the past couple of years. They're freaking Nazis, you guys. I mean, I know people be like, don't use that word. You guys, they just nitpicked and nitpicked and nitpicked.
And I played ball for a long time.
Oh my God. Miriam was so nice to them for years. And I was like, just give them the middle finger, tell them to F off. And she answered painstakingly would like just answer their questions and she took so much time to be nice to these people and try to kill them with kindness and would answer their questions. I mean, like took so much time with them. And then they still were like, because they had no intention of playing ball with us. They had no intention of working with us. All they wanted to do was just shut us down. That's all they've ever wanted to do was squelch us. And that's exactly what they've wanted to do and that's what they've tried to do. And that's what they're trying to do with these comment people. And so it's like, it's so frustrating because they try to act like they're going through the motions. They're not. I mean, they're not doing that.
And so many of the questions that they asked me to answer were things like, why did you write this particular headline in this way? Or why did you write this article in this way? And I would constantly say, we write like we talk. It's a very conversational website. And the reason that we wrote that Nancy Pelosi is a sea hag or whatever it was that we wrote is because we are not a news site. Right. We are clearly an opinion and commentary site. You can tell by the name of the site.
Not only that, but if you look at if you can read, which if you actually have eyes and you have a brain and you can read, it says in our About Us, it says that very clearly. And it's said that since 2009 when we started our site, that we are not a news site. We're not journalists. We don't want to be journalists. I feel insulted if you call me a journalist. I have no intention of being a journalist. We provide commentary on the news. This is what we do. That's all we've ever wanted to do. And they want so badly to put us in a box where they want to say that we're journalists. We're not journalists.
Right.
And so that's what they're using as, I guess, a premise for shutting us down. That's what
well,
they
and
want.
we even tried at the very top of every single post on our website, every single one. It says this article contains the opinions of the author.
Right.
Every single art, we put that at the top thinking, okay, well, maybe this will send a clear message to the fact checkers that this is an opinion column. You don't get to fact check an opinion because it's an opinion. Like, I'm going to have it whether you are going to say that it's a fact or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the fact
It's
that
crazy.
the fact that they are fact checking at all is absurd to me. In America, there shouldn't be any fact checking at all in this country. You can suck it. I should be able to put and print whatever I want to print, and it should be up to the American people. It should be up to everybody out there to decide whether or not they want to take that to heart, and how they want to absorb it, and how they want to understand it. That this is what is so disturbing to me, is that there are actual people out there who think that they are the arbiters of truth.
Right.
And who appointed you? Who got to appoint these? Who are these people?
Yeah.
Who is NewsGuard? I want to know who the people at NewsGuard are. You know, it's like, I don't know who these people are. I didn't appoint them. I don't know. I have no idea who Joe Blow is at NewsGuard. How did he get that job? You know, who put him in charge of the truth? That's what bothers me. Is there's somehow like now how do we get to this point in this country?
It's terrifying, really. I mean, it's super messed up that it's ridiculous enough. Like, we can laugh about the fact that Snopes tried to fact check Babylon Bee articles.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And so we can laugh about it, but really it's kind of a scary thing that this is happening at all in any way.
It should be scary to everybody. This is America. I mean, could you imagine, like 15 years ago, this would never be happening.
Yeah.
And now we just sort of accept that there are fact checkers.
And somebody just mentioned there was a Rolling Stone article, and it was about ivermectin, and I can't remember. It was like, I don't remember the area that they apparently Rolling Stone was like, oh my God, all of the hospitals in this area. And I don't remember what state it is. I'm sorry, because I've been news free, but it was like these hospitals are turning away. People are ODing and like dying of all kinds of things because COVID patients who haven't been, or who've taken ivermectin have been filling up the hospitals. Well, it's not true. So, they did this whole article, Rolling Stone did, and then the entire mainstream media picked it up. And so Rachel Maddow tweeted it. All of these big time actual journalists tweeted it, and none of them have been fact checked, even though Rolling Stone had to go and correct their article and admit, oh yeah, that's not actually true. Sorry.
Oh my God.
And so now all of those stories, though, all those tweets, they all get to stand, and it's fine, and there's no consequences.
Right.
But we want to have the ability for our community to have conversations with one another on our site, and we get shut down for wrongthink because of NewsGuard and fact checking. It's insane.
It's like you want to say that Nancy Pelosi is a sea beast, and that gets fact checked.
Right. She's not actually in the sea. We checked, and she has not ever been to the sea.
She is in no way related to Ursula. Sea hag in The Little Mermaid. I mean, it's just the dumbest. Like, what is happening?
It's
just
nuts.
The dumbest.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! I don't recognize my country like half the time. It's insanity. And the thing is, people look at you and they're like, "So, I mean, the people get fact checked. Since when?"
Yeah. Why are you okay? Like, why are you the person saying that? Why would you be okay with someone else telling you what is and isn't real?
Right.
Don't you want to do like that research on your own?
Yeah. Why are you so dumb? God. I'm sorry you're that stupid.
I gotta tell you, it's been nice to have 4 days of news freedom.
I bet. Yeah. I remember when we used to do like 2 weeks at Christmas, and it was glorious. You remember?
Yeah.
You took 2 weeks off, and it was like, oh my God. You come back and you're like, you feel lighter. You know? And then you're like, I forget how to do things.
You told me last night, because you guys, I was texting on the plane. which I felt very, very high tech about it, right? But like
Yeah.
it's Southwest, and so Southwest lets you do that with their little
And I'm like,
Wi-Fi.
you're in a steel tube and you're throwing messages at me. This is
I'm
crazy.
like in the sky texting and just feeling like that was so cool. And then I was like, you get to this point where you're like, okay, of course I'm texting in the sky. Why wouldn't I text in the sky? And then I'm like, why can't I send or receive gifts? This is unacceptable. And so she's like, you're in a steel tube in the sky. Like maybe lower your expectations a little bit.
It's so true. And then
But my point is because I wanted to remind you that you wanted to take a moment of personal privilege, and I don't know why. You didn't tell me why.
Well, it had to do with that thing that we got, that email that we got. I don't know if we have enough time to talk.
Oh no, we'll do our podcast about that.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've got a podcast coming up today that has to do with an email that we received from a woman who was disgruntled over our lack of doing.
Right. And when we say podcast, like I know this is a podcast too, I mean our deep dive, the deep dive that we do once a week. So that is going to be the topic of that deep dive.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
I do have talks. That is one thing I did keep up on vacation, because that is vacation for me.
Look at you.
Okay, let me show you first of all. What was the one I wanted to show? Oh, okay. So cicadas. Did you have those?
I don't. We didn't.
No.
We didn't have any out here. Maybe it's just too hot or something. I don't know. Everything dies out here because it's so hot.
Well, I know they were in Indiana, but our county specifically was completely spared somehow. I have no idea how that is a thing, but I didn't see a single solitary one. But I know that they were bad, like kind of all over the place. And dogs love them. And so here is a dog experiencing a cicada.
What do you have? Why is your mouth making that noise?
Do you hear
Why is
that?
your mouth making that noise? Drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. That has got to be uncomfortable. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Release. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Leave it. Leave it.
Isn't that disgusting?
Oh my God.
God. But they love them. The dogs love them, man. They absolutely love them.
Wait until one of your dog gets one, because it's gonna happen.
Also, I wanted to show you. Wait, what was that? Oh, and then look at this, the goodest of boys. Look at how good.
Oh my God, he's so fluffy. There's no way.
Oh my gosh.
There's no way.
Look at him just looking at it. He's like, but that's a treat. How am I supposed to leave it?
There's no way my dog would ever do that.
He's the goodest of boys.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
And he's just like, come back. Come back. He's just staring at it.
I mean, my dog would have eaten that, and he would have been eating like the drywall at this point. There's no way. How does that? Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
That is remarkable.
Such a good boy. And then this one, I felt like I took this a little personally, I think, just because of what our job is, which is to share our opinions about things.
Yeah.
So you were talking about comedians. This is one that did not take fentanyl over the weekend. He continues to exist.
All right.
Is it necessary that every single person on this planet expresses every single opinion that they have on every single thing that occurs all at the same time? Is that necessary? Or to ask it a slightly different way, can anyone shut the fuck up? Is it necessary that every...
I love that.
Anybody?
Can anybody do that? That would be great.
I think that. Oh, I know. I want to show you one more because it's another comedian who does the most amazing Jennifer Aniston impression ever. You have to see
Okay.
this. Okay, here we go.
Now, you say you love Jennifer Aniston, and you really do. She's your favorite celebrity.
Ever. I mean, I feel like we all feel like we know her and she's our friend. And I do a really good impression of her that I just want to do. I don't do impressions, but this one is like pretty great. Okay, so it's very subtle. See if you can catch it. That's it. That's all that is.
Oh, that's good. Get in there. Get that camera up. That's really good.
With her
That's really great.
her furrowed brow.
Right.
Like,
It was so good. Oh my God. She's
that's
she's like,
super.
"Ah,
Bro!
that's it.
Bro! Yeah. That's pretty good. All
Anyway,
right. So what
those
you
are my
got
talks.
going on today, Mock? You got anything exciting going on today?
I'm going to go right back to bed now.
All right.
And then I'm going to talk to you for our deep dive in a few hours. We're going to
That's
record
right.
that.
That's right.
I'm going to go pick up my dogs from the dog sitter.
That sounds exciting.
And that's all I have.
That's
planned.
awesome. I'm getting on the plane today, you guys. I have a job interview in Ohio tomorrow. Wish me luck.
I mean, you wouldn't have to work in Ohio, but that's where the interview
No,
is.
it's just where the interview is. I guess they want to see my face, make sure I'm not growing actual horns out of my head or something. So yeah, so wish me luck on that. And I will be flying, but tomorrow morning I will be there in a hotel doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll all be good. But yes, you guys stay tuned for our deep dive. It'll be out tomorrow. It's gonna be lit.
It is going to be lit AF, as
It'll
they
be
say.
awesome. So you guys do that, but bring it in. Bring it in, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.